happening here? Microsoft closes Redfall, developers Arcane Austin, Hi-Fi Rush developers Tango Gameworks, and more devastating cuts at Bethesda. Whoa! Microsoft, what's happening? In an email to the staff sent by Matt Booty, head of Xbox Game Studios, Microsoft blamed the cuts on reprioritization of titles and resources. The email verified by IGN is below. Today I'm sharing changes we are making to our Bethesda Zenmark teams. These changes are grounded in prioritizing high-impact titles, further investing in Bethesda's portfolio of blockbuster games and beloved worlds, which you have nurtured over many decades. I feel like some of these Hi-Fi Rush developer did good. Redfall, we can forget about that. But Microsoft is doubling down in Bethesda. And I feel like Bethesda hasn't had that great of a track record recently, to the point where is that what we really want? To double down on these franchises and invest in building new requires to look across the business to identify the opportunities that are best positioned for success. The reprioritization of the titles and resources means a few teams will be realigned to others and that some of our colleagues will be leaving us. Here are the changes going to effect. Arcane Austin, the studio will close with some of its members of the team joining other studios to work on projects across Bethesda. God damn, dude. Alpha Dog Studios, the studio will also close. We appreciate the team's creative for bringing Doom to new players. Mighty Doom will be sunset August 7th, and we will be turning off the ability for players to make purchases in-game. Tango Gameworks. We are thankful to contribution of Bethesda and players around the world. Hi-Fi Rush will continue to be available for players to performance today. God dang. So they didn't even put Tango Gameworks with Arcane Austin? What the hell is happening, man? Where is this? Is this a reliable source? Is this real? Roundhouse Games. The team at Roundhouse Games will be joining ZeniMax Online Studios. Roundhouse has a key play role. With this consolidation of our Bethesda studio team so that we can invest more deeply in our portfolio of games and new IP, a small number of roles across selected Bethesda published corporate teams will be eliminated. Those roles will be impacted by notified today. God, what the fuck is happening? Bethesda remains one of the key pillars of Xbox with a strong portfolio of amazing games, not of recent times, man, and thriving communities. If we look to the future, there is an impressive lineup of games on the horizon in 2024 alone. We have Starfield. Oh my gosh, that reminds me. Let's look at people losing their jobs and what the reason why they lost their jobs. Because they want to increase Bethesda, right? So it's like, let's Starfield update. So they want this is why these people lost their jobs, huh? Let's see.
Hi, I'm Jess Finster, Community Director at Bethesda, and I'm here today at Bethesda Game Studios to talk to you all about the next update coming to Starfield. The team has been hard at work, so let's go chat with them to see what they've been working on.
The next update coming to Starfield.
So with Update 4 on the horizon, what are some of the new features that players have to look forward to?
So we see a lot of feedback online that players really want a lot more utility and detail in our surface maps. So we took what's there, we blew it all up, and instead now we have a whole new aesthetic to the surface maps where you can see the terrain, all the detail in the terrain.
Oh my god. They added maps. They added maps. Oh my gosh. People, bro, man, imagine losing your job at Hi-Fi Rush, getting put into Bethesda Studios and being told, hey, can you make a map for our game that's already been released? Can you make the one thing that every RPG game has that we were unable to do? God, dude. What the...
Terrain, trees, rocks, all the structures in the loaded zone. It's a lot easier to navigate. We've also made it easier to get around the cities. You can see markers for all the shops, the enhanced boutiques, restaurants, you name it, it's all there. It's a lot easier to get around now.
This should have been an update.
We're also adding a bunch of gameplay options. So for that, players can really tune their experience how they prefer. We're adjusting things like capacity of vendor credits, the actual carry weight. Additionally, affects to difficulty. So some of those, depending on how.
Oh my gosh, okay, so the potatoes. The potato says so much. They're paying attention to like what the community's saying because they're showing off the potatoes. The first thing they mentioned was maps.
Additionally, affects to difficulty. So some of those, depending on how you play, you can actually tune to be like space combat more difficult or gun combat less difficult. It's really up to you. And depending on how you balance them, it'll change how you get XP. Affects to difficulty.
It's like Forza Horizon or Forza Motorsport where you change the difficulty and you get more rewards that way.
So some of the
4% though?
Additionally,
4%? That's nothing. To put the game on very hard, you get 4%? Dude. You can get... Oh, no. So okay, there's two things here. I'm sorry. My brain's like overriding itself. The first thing is they're listening to the community. The second thing is I don't think they're paying enough attention to their video game. They're too busy looking to see what people are yelling about on Reddit or on Twitter, that they're not paying attention to the game. This doesn't matter when you can get to like level 200, 300, whatever the max level is in the game by doing simple crafts, by literally picking up a bunch of shit around the world and crafting the ever-living light out of the small things. The balancing and the leveling does not matter. And I bet all this does is it means it gives the enemies more health and it makes them hit harder. Which, if I just out level the enemies, it doesn't matter what difficulty I put this on. That won't change anything. The only reason I didn't do the whole crafting meta thing was because I wanted to try to play the game for what it was. This shows that they lack a fundamental understanding of what is actually behind the game systems.
So some of those, depending on how you play, it's really up to you. And depending on how you balance them,
I guess if you were trying to just immerse yourself in the game and not break the system, then that's fine.
The ante for players that want an even bigger challenge.
Yeah, and with that, we actually are adding what's called the extreme difficulty. It
won't make a difference.
Above very hard, and it really, really makes you pay attention, especially for the higher level characters.
I doubt it. I doubt this clip says much, but that was level 36, right? And they're not.
How about ship custom?
They're not even showing how difficult the game is. They're just showing players killing NPCs. So I don't know. It would. I guess it would be funny if they showed like the player character dying. If they showed the player character dying to an NPC because a level 36 NPC was just too strong. That's fun.
How about ship customization? I know players are really capitalizing on all of the ship content in the game, and we've seen some really crazy stuff out there that I'm sure you guys have seen as well. But are you adding anything more to the ship customization?
Yeah, so people love to customize their ships.
Dude,
there are some of the builds out there are just mind-blowing. Some beautiful, beautiful stuff. So now we're turning our attention to the inside of the ships. So we're adding a decorate mode where you can go and fully furnish and customize.
That's actually really cool.
The interior layout of the ships, place the furniture, decorations, basically everything you can do in outpost mode. We can now do it in the ship, and it's saved, and you can do that.
That's actually a huge W.
basically everything you can do.
Unironic, like this is good. This is a good update. The ship customization was the best part, really the only good part about the game. And this is really good. I personally would never do it. Just me personally, that's not something I would do.
Post mode, we can now do the in the ship and it's saved, and you can do that to your entire.
There was some. I think a lot of people fell in love with the game because of the ship customization.
So basically, instead of pre-cluttered habs in the ship builder, we'll have a new set where
this is really good.
No furniture, there's no decoration, nothing. It's a total blank slate, so
and you get to do what you want with it. Yeah, I can see people doing some really creative, fun stuff with that.
Personality showcase is outside, on the inside.
Yeah, exactly.
New Game Plus. Is there anything being added to this update that helps the players after they've completed the campaign to return to the game?
Yeah, so if you're like me and you find the more you go through the Unity, the more you become the hunter, the one thing I want to do is be able to respec my traits. So we're adding that. So in case you're getting tired of Wanted or want to change your alien DNA, and you really want that new dream home experience, you get to choose that when going through the Unity. In addition, you'll be able to rechange your appearance.
Really living that next second life, huh?
Why
Exactly.
New Game Plus? Why can't I just do that whenever I want in the game?
I mean, you've already shared.
Why do I have to beat the game to do that?
We're focusing now on our Xbox Series X.
God, the campaign is so lame. I'm like, the campaign is not that great.
Players with this update, we're giving them some settings where they can help prioritize between performance or visual. If they choose to prioritize performance, the target FPS will move to 60. And for players that have TVs that support VRR, they'll be able to choose.
I know there's a lot of
VRR
PC
40
players
or
laughing
VRR
at
60.
them being at 30
In
frames.
addition to the new features we just talked about, there are a couple of quality of life updates that we're introducing. One of them is you can now toggle dialogue cameras off. So instead of getting that sort of focus zoom in on the you're talking to, it just stays in normal.
They got tired of people making fun of it. They're like, don't look at our faces. Don't look at
that. We're making
it's not quality of life. I guess it's quality of life.
We've added some tabs along the top, so it's easier to sort of see what container or what inventory you're looking at, whether it's yourself or your ship. And it's just easier to navigate. Basically, inventory and item management. It's a small thing, but
that was a mod. That was a dude. What? How is it that within like the first week of the game coming out, one dude can mod the game and do what it needs to be done, and it takes them it's almost been a year. How long has it been since Starfield's been out? Like 6 months? What?
Container or what inventory you're looking at, whether it's yourself or your ship. And it's just easier to navigate. Basically, inventory and item management. It's a small thing, but it actually, I think, makes it a lot.
Yeah, you can tell where all your potatoes are at now.
So Tim, we just talked to Joe and Isfan a little bit about Update 4 and what's coming, but is there anything else that you want to talk about that's down the horizon?
So the team is working on our first land vehicle.
Oh,
so you can drive around on planets.
My
Obviously,
gosh.
we're working on more quests, and
I don't want to talk too much shit. Did he say he was adding more quest lines? Oh no! They better be freaking good quest lines, man. They better be like quality of life quest lines, man. What? No. There's too many just stupid fetch, stupid nonsensical quests in this game. Don't add any more. I don't want to give Todd Howard and I forgot his name, the head of Xbox, Phillips. I forgot, forgive me. But they were in such defense about like, oh, we give you guys the jetpack. I honestly kind of would have respected them more if they gave you more upgrades to use the jetpack, or if they would have let you like fly your ship on the planet at the very least, or something. I don't know. The cars is like, oh, look, people want cars on Twitter. Like, people keep asking about cars. People are tired of walking through these desert planets with nothing to do on the planet. Nothing to do but to go to a quest giver that tells you to walk halfway across the map to go kill 3 guys to then walk back halfway across the map. I think you can fast travel at that point because you've discovered the area. So it's like, that's not as bad. But, oh my God. Not to mention the reuses of dungeons. And they're like, yeah, let's just add more quests. They better be legitimate quests. Oh my gosh. No. This update, remember when Cyberpunk was coming out with updates? This update seems so much less insignificant. I hope I'm saying that right. Than the Cyberpunk ones. This just makes me want to go back and play Cyberpunk. That's all this makes me want to do.
So you can drive around on planets. Obviously, we're working on more quests and the massive Shattered Space expansion.
That looks cool.
That's all very exciting. What about creations? Anything you can share there?
I think we mentioned it earlier this year, but we've sent out our beta toolkit to verified creators. So hopefully more information on that soon.
Verified
Thank you so much for your
creators.
time, Tim.
They're going to get, it's like getting moderators on your Twitch channel. They're going to get the community to build better stuff. That's what, I mean, that's essentially what they've been doing from the get-go, is having the modders build the game.
That's all we have time for
That's
today.
why they left
Thank
it
you
as
so much
bare
for joining
bones as
us and for
possible
your
so that the
continued
modders
feedback.
can fill it in.
Just a reminder, the update is available on Steam Beta today and will be available on all platforms later this month. So we'll see you in the stars.
God, dude. I just can't. I mean, I used to be one of them. I used to, not like specifically a Bethesda fanboy, but I used to be a fanboy that would defend every single thing and be happy about every single thing. And like, yes, it's good that they're making these updates. It's good that they're doing this kind of stuff. I used to be this way with Halo, man. But then at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you gotta fix your shit faster than this. You gotta fix your stuff. It shouldn't have been like, you should have had these standards from the get-go. Like, improved surface map? It's not improved. It didn't exist before, man. New gameplay options and settings. It doesn't change your gameplay. It makes it, I bet you, I would bet my savings account that all it does is give them more health and make them hit harder. God, ship decorations. This is the only thing that was like a win for me. Change the traits and appearance after entering Unity. Dialogue camera toggled in the settings. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's okay. Display settings for Xbox Series X. Prioritize visuals and performance. Change traits and appearance after entering Unity. I think this is an L. I think I believe 1000% you should be allowed to change your traits, appearance, anytime, at any moment during the game. You're playing a video game. I don't need some in-game lore or anything to do it. They should give you the option to do it again at whenever you do reset. That would be cool. I think that would be a cool little like icing on top. But I should be able to change my traits at any time. I hate whenever game developers have you locked in to a certain system. It doesn't give the players agency to be creative. It just makes everyone go online, go on Google, and go and look for guides to see what's the best way to play, what's the most meta way to play. I bet there's still people defending this game. And honestly, 5 years from now, the game's gonna be complete. They're actually gonna finish Starfield. And there's gonna be people being like, see, I told you it was good. See, I've been playing it since day one. I bet.